Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony, and if it's your first time here, we talk about the creator economy, podcasting, and productivity. Today, I wanted to talk about life skills that you're going to learn through podcasting. Now, for me, podcasting has been a great outlet for years. In fact, when I first started my podcast, it was because my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, was sick of hearing me rant. So in some ways, podcasting probably saved our relationship. In this video, I wanted to quickly cover some of the things I learned through podcasting, and if you thought about starting one, you can apply these to your life as well. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least say, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that way you never miss a video. I usually try to do at least 1 to 2 videos per week, including my podcast, which of course, I'll leave everything down in the description below. So what are we going to talk about? Well, first things first, communication skills. Podcasting teaches you invaluable communication skills, such as interviewing techniques. Conducting interviews sharpens your listening and questioning skills, helping you engage with guests and audiences effectively. Additionally, this can help you become a better listener. For me, in my early 20s, most of my days were spent wanting to be the center of attention. And I know that's kind of counterintuitive considering I'm talking to a camera by myself right now, asking for attention. But I swear, my episodes and my podcast have evolved over time to be more about the guest and not just me, which to me are the best podcasts because guests typically have more value to bring than the actual host. Another great communication skill is articulation. Expressing ideas clearly and articulating is key to a successful podcast and life. This skill translates much better into communication. For example, if you find yourself stumbling over the right words to use in basic conversation with friends, that's because you don't have enough practice saying those words. Nothing wrong with that. But I found that if you read more, you get better at reading. Just like if you talk more, you get better at talking. So podcasting is a great way to increase those communication skills. Next up, research and critical thinking. Not surprisingly, podcasting is a great platform to hone in on those research and critical thinking skills. In fact, through research, I've realized to create compelling content, you need to kind of delve into the topics deeply. As the host, this is going to force you to thoroughly research and fact check everything that you might talk about in the episode. Now, why you think AI might take us all over one day, you might ask yourself, why should I research when I could just ask ChatGPT to do it for me? Well, as that's a great tool and I typically use it a lot as well, it's going to take away from your ability to look at all aspects of a certain topic that you're researching. So sometimes there might be valuable information to find whether it's right or wrong, especially because history has shown us time and time again, we as humans do make mistakes. So it's good to do your own research, and you learn a lot through that process as well. Critical analysis. Evaluating these different aspects through your research and conversations with guests enable critical thinking skills, which is a very, shall we say, not common skill amongst humans. Your audience wants you to possess this skill set, as it is very rare, but also intriguing to the listener. So podcasting is definitely going to help you with your critical thinking skills. Section 3, time management. Running a podcast also teaches us the importance of effective time management, which, again, is a skill that some of us might lack. We always want things now, but podcasting is not that. Sure, sometimes randomly bringing a mic to a friend's house, drinking a couple beers after a football game, and pressing record might be your best episode. But you're going to learn patience through doing the research, taking time, editing your podcast, and really organizing things the right way. For example, organizing your content, scheduling interviews, and planning episodes require meticulous time management skills, not to mention a ton of work. Speaking of work, consistency. So regularly uploading podcast episodes cultivates discipline and consistency, which is essential for any successful endeavor. Not to mention, your podcast is going to be unsuccessful if you quit. Even though there's over 2 million podcasts currently, most of those podcasts don't make it past episode 3 because the hosts lack consistency. Section 4, adaptability and problem solving. This was personally one of my biggest challenges as a podcast host because podcast isn't always smooth sailing. And that's where your adaptability and problem solving skills will come into play. You're going to learn this over time, as I did. Dealing with technical issues as I have behind the scenes, it definitely takes not just patience, but it builds resilience. For example, I've accidentally recorded hour-long podcast, but the camera wasn't on. So I had some great audio, but no video. I've also shown up to do portable podcasts and had to figure out and MacGyver ways to make that podcast work so that way I can ensure good video and audio quality. Next up, adapting to feedback. So embracing constructive criticism and adjusting your content based on audience feedback is a skill that extends beyond podcasting. In fact, a lot of my show has evolved, and I think I've gotten a lot better over the years thanks to the feedback of my listeners. So whether it's an email that you get or a DM, being a good podcaster means listen to your audience, because face it, without them, you're just a dude talking to yourself in a room. Section 5, networking and relationship building. From experience, podcasting has provided an excellent opportunity to build meaningful relationships. For me, it's been twofold. Guest collaborations, so networking with guests that I've had or fellow podcasters, expands your social circle and enhances your ability to build professional relationships. A lot of my good friends today, they were complete strangers that I reached out in the DM and we met through podcasting. And in fact, I've never even met them in person, but I consider us very good friends. Additionally, some of my good friends from high school, I've been able to reconnect with them virtually through my podcast because they've been out of state and we haven't chatted in years, but we've been able to stay connected thanks to the trusty web. In closing, as a podcaster, I know you want to hurry up and make money like Joe Rogan, but I challenge you to embrace the suck first. Embrace the cool, non-tangible benefits of podcasting. These skills that I've mentioned here today. In some ways, they may end up making you richer long term. With that said, you're learning every single episode and every single time you press record, making friends and having fun conversations in the process. So I bet you're on your way to making money in no time. And if you haven't started your show, but maybe you thought about it, check out my podcast video course. I linked it down below, or you could reach out to me in the DM or via email. As I am a podcast coach, I'd love to help get things going for you. So with that, I wish you good luck and happy podcasting, friends.